JR was just telling me we need to stop talking about Tesla so much. And I said, JR, no, it's time to take the victory lap. And JR, you see the picture on the screen? That was, my favorite moment in Star Wars was when Captain Picard showed up to hang out with Chewbacca. I think they went to the academy together. So we hope everybody's having a fun day out there. Lots of wild, fun action in the market. So I'm dragging JR to force him to talk about Tesla one more time. JR is here against his will, so please thank him in the comments for doing this. So everybody read the disclosures, blah, 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 blah. Please memorize every word on the screen so we can get to the fun stuff. So say hi in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. And, that means like where you are in the world. Are you in the US? Are you in India? England, wherever. Don't tell me you're on Twitter or you're in the VTF. Tell us where you're from. We're just curious. And type in 11 if you're from the Momentum Express VTF. So type in 11 if you like JR's. Okay, so where's this? I'm a real mess today. Okay, so back on June 5th, I laid out a very tough question for JR. I said, what is your favorite stock for the next 5 years? And you have to hold it for the entire 5 years. And he said Tesla. Now, Tesla was at 175 then. It went over 430 today. So, of course, we have to revisit this. JR, what is going on with Tesla?
First of all, Michael, I have to say this is ridiculous, okay? I'm kind of annoyed with you this morning.
Why? What's happening?
You can't have a Chewbacca and Picard picture, okay? You don't cross the streams, bro, okay? Separate universes. It's like saying I'm having a kosher cheeseburger. You don't cross the streams. You leave Picard in one side of the aisle, Chewbacca on the other. You sound like my wife, dude.
Yeah, but this is...
Like, is Han Solo appearing with Captain Kirk? No, just...
It's a photo.
Don't cross the streams.
You're telling me that... Listen, did you miss this episode? They're obviously sitting together. This is real.
Okay.
Okay, let's
move on. Let's give peace a chance here.
Everybody, take a deep breath. Okay, so back to our favorite stock, Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Again, June 5th, you said this was the number one stock for the next 5 years. You said people would be unhappy because you picked it over Nvidia, and while Nvidia's done okay since then, Tesla has been the star of the show. It's obviously been the number one post-election play. So what do you think of Tesla here?
Well, Tesla is in dire need of some consolidation here. We talked about Tesla in June, and then in October, prior to earnings, I should share a chart. Prior to earnings, I remember. Well, first of all, credit goes to Sammy as well. Sammy had a $400 price target on Tesla. Right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, Sammy said he said 400 a long time ago.
Yeah. So kudos to Sammy for sure. So basically we were looking at this is the October earnings right here before the election. And I remember Derek was really bearish on the name. And what I encourage people to do is I encourage them to zoom out. So I went to the weekly chart right into October, and I said two important things. First of all, it looks like we're breaking out of this declining tops line, and then I just reminded people that we were sort of building an inverse head and shoulders type of structure. Not exactly an inverse head and shoulders, but definitely close enough for government work. And that this was very likely reaccumulative, and that we weren't perhaps looking at the larger overall trend, which you had a big move higher in 2020, and into 2022 it went kind of parabolic and downtrended here off the tops line into the September-October timeframe, and we had broken out of that tops line. So I was saying, like, this reaccumulation could be the beginning of the end for the downtrend, and potentially, move higher. And that's exactly what happened. and I continue to be bullish on Tesla. The fundamentals don't make any sense to me, but they say you are what you eat. A Tesla, a stock is who trades it, and as far as the fanaticism of Tesla bulls, they're like the jihadists of the stock market. I mean, they will not be denied. I mean, you have a fanatic investor base, and a story that a lot of people, including big analysts, really believe in. And so, yeah, I continue to see a lot of upside to the stock, regardless of whether the fundamentals make sense. Now, on their last earnings, free cash flow ended up taking a lot of people by surprise, and that was pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. And so here we are over 420, ironically, given Elon's penchant for lighting up.
Yeah, it actually there was a moment yesterday where it made an intraday high at $420.69, and I'm sure Elon got a kick out of that too. I personally
took a snapshot.
Yeah, I personally didn't find that funny, but it is okay. So you're talking about the Tesla fundamentals, not making sense, but does that actually help the stock? Because it seems like Tesla is a stock where people just want to imagine this big rosy future, and when you have a magic future with endless possibilities, who the hell needs valuation anymore? So does it actually help the stock that people just sort of imagine this big bright future for Tesla with all robots and AI and all the other stuff?
Yeah, the referential fantasy is one pointed out by Gary Black, right? Ultra Bull, who said Elon Musk is to Tesla what Jeff Bezos was to Amazon in 1999, when people thought Amazon was just a bookseller, and now people think Tesla is just a car manufacturer. So that is the mega bull case, and Tesla's definitely making strides toward making that fantasy happen for their shareholders. I think the closer they get, the more rambunctious Tesla bulls are going to get, and the higher the stock price is going to go.
Okay, so I'm actually going to ask you the same question I asked you back then on June 5th. So if I was going to give you, let's make it $10 million. If I was going to give you $10 million right now, you have to put it in one stock, crypto.
Can I say I'm going to buy bonds to retire?
All right.
Okay.
That ruined. Okay, so then we're going to make it 1 million because I want you to stay hungry. All right. I'm going to give you $1 million. You have to hold something for the next 5 years. What is it?
I have to hold something for the next 5 years on $1 million.
Everything. You can't sell one iota. You have to hold on to it. In 5 years, we're going to come back at another live stream and see what happened.
Oh, so you're going to hold my feet to the fire, huh?
So mark your calendar.
I would have to still say Tesla. I think it's the more, in terms of what they purport to be doing, the most transformational of the Max 7s.
And when you say transformational, do you mean just because of the potential for the robotics, AI,
robotics, and Elon potentially bringing XAI into the Tesla fold? By far the most transformational of all these companies. Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, so let's wind back to 2 days ago in the Edge Trader Pro newsletter. You pulled out Robinhood as a long idea. No.
Yeah, short term. Yeah.
Yeah. So Robinhood's been a huge winner since the election. What do you like about Robinhood here?
Well, we've been calling out Robinhood since the break of 27.75 back then. So what I liked about Robinhood is you had a minor distribution top right here. You see that? So let me get my drawing tool. Where's my drawing tool? Un segundo, por favor. So you had a little distribution top. We call this a bearish hot dog, right? So you gapped higher, you pierce lower. So this is a piercing reversal, then a bullish inside bar and a bearish outside bar reversal. So that's the hot dog right there. Okay. And then you had your outside bar follow through day on volume. Oops. And then you'll notice that they came into, sorry about that.
That's
So
okay.
you had an inside bar on this day, and then we opened lower, okay, flushed to the 21 and pierced through this inside day right here. So what that tends to generate is a dramatic, I think Redler calls this a red dog reversal. It's, traditional and technical analysis is called a piercing reversal. It's a very powerful candlestick pattern, and it often leads to a dramatic shift in momentum in the opposite direction. It's a reversal bar. So we took the break of the prior day inside bar, and now I'm looking for an inside bar breakout tomorrow to 40.11 for a move back to 42.80. And then if it starts to base and build a new base on the right side here, we can build a much bigger position. So this is how bases are built, right? Maybe a nice wedging pattern. Maybe we build a high tide flag, a platform, whatever kind of reaccumulative structure builds here, we can maybe start thinking about trading like too. So that's what I'm looking at in Robinhood.
Okay, so
it's been a very popular trade in the room, the VTF.
Okay, so when you think of a name like Robinhood, do you ever think at all about the fundamentals? Because it seems like, when stocks and cryptos go up, Robinhood goes up. Do you ever think about it in those terms, or is it strictly, I'm looking at the chart and I see what I see?
That's not fundamentals. That's intermarket relationships. And yes, I pay keen attention to that. If you're not paying attention to that, you're missing half the picture. Like, you're really missing a lot. You're missing a tremendous amount of edge. Yeah, you have to think about those things constantly. Where is sentiment pointing to? What happens when Bitcoin goes up or down? You have to notice all of these confluences and relationships. Have you noticed how often when Tesla rallies, Nvidia falls?
And do you think it's this matter of people selling one to buy the other?
Yeah, a lot of it is just money rotation. You got to pay attention to that. ETF effects. I mean, all these things matter. Like, what relationship is working now? Like, oftentimes you'll have an inverse relationship between crude and gold. The dollar index and the S&P is often inverse relationship. Now it's kind of broken, right? But they really give you a tremendous amount of edge over the competition if you're paying attention to these things. I've noticed, for example, MSTR tends to move ahead of Bitcoin. It's like a forward indicator. It's a prediction. It's like a predictor for price movements in Bitcoin. It's worked really, really well as a predictor of Bitcoin breakouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I want to. So before we let JR go, we're going to make a little special announcement about his tape reading course. So earlier months ago, you predicted SPX 6000, and this was months before the election. JR's been bullish pretty much every week. I keep asking him same dumb question every week. JR, what do you think of the market? And he's been bullish basically the whole year. And he was one of the first people, at least, to predict SPX 6000. Now you're predicting 6,700 in Q1.
No, 6,300.
6,300?
6,300 by Q1, 6,700 sometime between mid-year and third quarter.
Okay, and just so people understand how you think about these things, where do you get those numbers from?
I extrapolate the price cycle based on prior trend and strength of the move and order flow. Like when we were looking at Bitcoin 3 or 4 months ago, accumulating it at 63,000, we were going off the extrapolation that 91,000 and 100,000, given the current path of accumulation and the overall structure of the accumulation, that it was most likely going to hit those levels through the measured move off the giant weekly cup, and that's exactly what happened. I'll show you the chart again. So this is a Bitcoin chart. I don't know why my trading view is so slow. So basically, it's my, hold on a second. I gotta change my, so I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I think it's, okay, so there it is. How do I delete this? There we go. All right, so this is basically the Bitcoin chart. It's a giant cup and handle, multi-year base, right? And we saw a prior trend line here, hold the 55,000 handle, and a really strong reaccumulative volume with a P-shaped profile, where every time you came into the 60,000 handle, you saw a tremendous amount of positive delta accumulative volume that seemed to me like it was attempting to absorb the prior sellers in March. And so we started to get ahead of that move. We bought the 63,000 handle, and you can see anchored VWAP off the igniting bar hold 63,744, right? And when I was telling you guys back in August, September, I said watch the break of 68,500, because that's really going to be where you have a very strong momentum breakout, right? This is your thinning structure here in terms of volume, right? And basically, as soon as buyers took off over 68,500, they did not have enough liquidity to really keep the price at bay beyond below 68,500, and you saw that powerful markup higher. So just a classic example of, keen observation of order flow and accumulation structures to predict the measured move, which was an obvious measured move given the length of these legs here to 91,000 and 100,000. And the next measured move takes you to 126,000, which I imagine is going to be hitting in January, February. You can make fun of me in January, February if we don't hit it. I give you full permission.
I would never make fun of you, JR. You're a special guy.
So anyways, that's how we were thinking about Bitcoin technically in terms of order flow and tape reading to project our targets.
Okay, and you're taking the same sort of mentality towards the SPX, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
So remember that if you are a perma bear, if you are not optimistic about the market in America, you have no place in our community. You need to go away.
Bears make real money once a decade. Bulls make money every month or close to it. So you decide who you want to be.
You know what I always wonder about perma bears is why do they have like 401k plans? Like
Because being a bear makes you sound very smart. Okay, it makes you sound unique. It makes you sound like you're a maverick. These Harvey Dents, and I can't remember all these different guys selling gold at 3 a.m. But the fact of the matter is, the S&P 500 is the S&P 500 for a reason. It's an encapsulation of American excellence, of the creme de la creme of American innovation and productivity. It's very hard to short that. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to?
To sound smart. Because you pull
exactly.
out. I mean, how many?
Point.
I mean, I remember when people used to have like meltdowns over the labor force participation rate of all things.
Well, that's not going to be a problem. Give AI and robots another 5 years.
Oh my God.
It's not going to be an issue.
I would do anything to get a robot that could just like clean out my refrigerator. That alone, or robots shoveling snow. That would be absolutely wonderful.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. So JR, I can tell JR is sick of me, and he's going to be even more sick of me in a second. But we're going to talk about how you can join his tape reading course. We have a special offer that is ending tonight, so I pay attention. So did you
Baby
guys see
Yoda?
Did you
Seriously, bro?
Do you guys remember when Spock adopted Baby Yoda because Baby Yoda didn't have a family anymore, and Spock said the needs of Baby Yoda outweigh the needs of the few?
Oh my God! Oh.
You didn't see this? Disney's been up to all kinds of cool stuff lately.
All right, we officially can't be friends anymore.
All right, this is guys. JR has fired me. I think we're done. But guys, if you want to join and if you want to learn JR's tape reading system, there is no Baby Yoda content in there, unfortunately. So we have a special offer that expires tonight. It's for serious traders only. It's called New School Tape Reading. It's live on February 1st and 8th, 2025. Again, for serious traders. You're going to go beyond the two-dimensional candlestick charts. You're going to learn volume profile, the footprint charts. I don't know what the hell they are, but JR can show me. You'll find all the top setups because you're going to see where true supply and demand are. I can't say this stuff out loud right now without laughing. But you will feel like you will approach the market with X-ray vision. I should not have crossed the streams. I really ruined my whole day.
You really should have.
Okay, so we're going to quickly get to the offer. So the big things, you're going to get more patience, more accuracy, better focus, improve your stress levels, and get maximum consistency. So JR, Keyboard Warrior is saying, are thumbprint charts included? There's so many odd kinds of charts out there that I don't know if he's trolling me, but are thumbprint charts real or is it just footprint charts? I think JR is actually frozen. But guys, okay, so I'll go over so JR's computer just died, unfortunately. So we're going to remove him, but that's okay. I love JR, but guys, just bear with me for a few more minutes. No, he did not fall. Keyboard Warrior, I'm going to find out who you are, Keyboard Warrior. We're going to get you out of the room because you're making trouble in all these events. Okay, so $14.95 is the retail price, but since this is the first time ever, we're going to make it better. So the price is $794. So you save $701. JR might be busting trying to get back in on his phone or something. His PC just died. A thumbprint. So Richard, a thumbprint chart doesn't exist. Our friend Keyboard Warrior thinks he gets a lot of enjoyment out of making my day miserable. So he decided to put this silly comment, thumbprint charts included. So thumbprint charts do not exist. So JR is back.
Hello, buddy.
And I just want to get a special thank you to Crypto God for sharing so many interesting ideas with me. Okay, so wait, we're going to make the deal a little better. If you join, you also get a 1-year subscription to JR's Swing Trading Newsletter, Edge Trader Pro. It's had tons of huge calls this year. It's the $299 value, absolutely free. And if you happen to belong to it already, we'll just add another year to your subscription term. So you save $1,000 total. JR nailed Datadog, Reddit, MicroStrategy, and Robinhood is the latest one. Hopefully that's going to go well. So very quickly, $14.95 value for the tape reading course, $299 value for Edge Trader Pro, $1,794 total value, but it's $794 for you. You save $1,000. This deal expires tonight. So if you want to save $1,000, go to t3live.com/tape. Now, JR, I think we might actually have to invent the thumbprint chart because this has become a big topic of discussion. So maybe we should call TrendSpider and tell them we need to invent something called thumbprint charts. Okay, so to wrap up, To wrap up JR's predictions for today. Okay, so he still likes Tesla over the long term. Near term, it could use some consolidation. SPS 6,300 in Q1, 6,700 in Q2. JR not as aggressive as Tom Lee, unfortunately. I was hoping for something a little crazier, but I can work with that. So JR, do you have any final words of wisdom for the good people in the audience out there?
Yeah, be patient with this market. It's been, it's been a grind up where you have these weak highs into all-time highs, and then difficult to trade retracements. And so, a keen understanding of price action and market structure is really important, because trading grind ups with a lot of momentum is can be difficult. And then, like for example, you had a beautiful move off the CPI print, and then a challenging inside day off the PPI print. This morning, you had a strong advance this morning in the NASDAQ, and then a full retracement and undercut of the lows, where everybody was buying that 50% retracement, that 5-minute hammer for a buy setup, for example, and the bulls just got totally liquidated there. So you need to be really patient when the market's grinding higher and making premature all-time highs, and make sure you're managing risk correctly so that you're not paying the ultimate price.
Okay, thank you, JR. So, JR, actually stay on the line here. I'm going to cut off the live stream, but I just want to ask you a couple things really quickly. Everybody visit t3live.com/tape, t3live.com/tape. Our special offer expires at midnight. We love you guys. I apologize for my performance today. I'm clearly a mess, and JR's not much better. So thank you for bearing with us. t3live.com/tape. Love you guys.